several instruments, but cello and bass and drums and violin were played by instrument different people.
আমি তোমার কাছে নত জানু হয়ে কাছে
section sounds positive in the song. People who play instruments and don't also. I'd like to just touch a little bit about music theory here, why things sound positive and why certain things lead to grief or is more melancholic sounding. In Western music theory, there is this concept of major chord and minor chord. Major is usually a brighter sounding chord. This is a major chord. This is another major chord. This is another major chord. So they're all very bright sounding. Now if I change just one note, I push it back, or if I'm playing the piano, I just push back one note over here, it becomes a minor chord. And a minor chord usually denotes little sadness, little melancholy. It's not as bright as the major. This is a major, this is a minor. I'll play the major and minor a couple of times so that your ears get used to it. Major, minor, major, minor. So in this song, it plays with both major and minor. It starts off with this minor chord. And then it goes into the next section, which is a major, which is where you felt the positive section. And in the previous section, you felt grief because it was the starting chord itself was a minor chord. So there's these little tools we use to give little shape to the words. And say if a song is about a sunny day, I would rather use major chords. If it is about a rainy, gloomy day or a winter, evening, I'll use. These are all minor chords. They're all minor chords. And the moment I change them into major, see the whole mood changes. What is happening in this song? A certain section is in minor, and then the bridge section is in major. And then I use little for guitar players over here. I'm playing one chord, but I'm moving the bass notes. I'm moving the lower notes, but keeping the top chord as the same. So it gives it little movement. So the fact that I'm going, this is all descending melodies, going down, and ascending melody would be, I'm going up, this is descending. And since I'm descending, I'll make use of this movement, and this note should go over here. So the next chord comes, which is an E. So this whole movement. For you, like Western classical, this is so prominent, the ascending and descending movements. So something which comes out of this is also if people who play maybe a piano or a keyboard, just holding on to one chord on the right side, and on the left the bass keeps changing. You get different moods out of it. So just wanted to just touch a little bit on the major and the minor and how she's still holding on to one note, but the harmony at the back keeps changing, which makes it much rich.
Yeah, but when it comes songs, that's from the instrumentalist's point of view, right? But when I wrote this song, when I write, or I find it very hard to analyze the process of composition, because I don't know how I compose a song. I can never go back to it. If you ask me to compose this song again, I won't be able to do it. So it's just a one-time thing that you do, and it's really hard for me to say. And this is a song I wrote many years ago. I don't know how I did it like that. So it's really hard. But the point is, when you're working with other musicians, they understand, they start reading the text to that. It's almost like a text that you give to them. So Ollie reads it in a particular way, and he reads it, and then he translates it. So it's not just a question of reading, then it's a question of interpretation and translation that happens through their own medium. So that is what Taj does in his own way. Ollie does it in his own way. But while I don't know, when I say, if I were to sing it a cappella, if I were to sing it just alone, so গাছ আমি তোমার কাছে নত জানু হয়ে, গাছ আমি তোমার পায়ে মাথা কুটে মরি, গাছ আমায় তোমার বুকের মধ্যিখানে নাও, গাছ আমি বৃষ্টি জলে. So I am using chromatic notes, but I'm not doing that consciously. I'm not thinking, well, I'm going to use chromatic notes and therefore, it doesn't work like that. বৃষ্টি জলে আমি অনুয়ে পড়ি, now how did I go from here to there? If you ask me, I don't know the answer. Ami matir khoje. But music has its own logic of writing. It writes itself almost. So almost there are musical phrases. After a note, you will write another note. How you do it, I'm not saying it's totally unconscious, it's totally natural, I'm not saying that. Because it comes through years of, even if you don't analyze it, it comes through years of listening and practice. Ami matir khoje, মাটির খোঁজে দেশ দেশান্তে যাই বন্ধু, যারা মাটির মতো তাদের খুঁজে ফিরি. It's like water. So if it's flowing from different sources, it's trying to meet somewhere. So these different lines, they're trying to create a pattern. And they have their own way of creating that pattern. And that pattern is being created through me. I become the agent here. But some of it can be analyzed, mostly by others it's best that they analyze. I don't know how to do it, but আমি মাটির খোঁজে দেশ দেশান্তে যাই বন্ধু, যারা মাটির মতো তাদের খুঁজে ফিরি, বন্ধু তারা কোথায় থাকে, কোথায় ওদের বাড়ি, আমি মাটির বুকে মুখ লুকিয়ে জন্ম নিতে চাই, গাছ. So you have to come back to গাছ now. Again, you have to come back to that one. So it's a shape, it's like a painting. Now all songs, but we deliberately chose a complex song here. There are songs in which the pattern is far less complex. You see, the sthai and the antara, that's clearly, the delineation is very clear. The lines from one to the other. The other day I sang, Pakhi ude ude ude, 2 lines. যায় কোথায় আমার মন পাখি হয়ে যেতে চায় আমার মন পাখি হয়ে যেতে চায় That's all. So you just keep saying that. Or a minor if we think of. I go ma kule loi golaye gathiya jui তুমি কি মোর দুঃখিনী পরাণী গো মা তারিণী আই গো মা কোলে লই 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 গলায় গাথিয়া জুই 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 তুমি কি মোর দুঃখিনী পরাণী গো মা তারিণী 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 আই গো মা কোলে লই So that it's far less complicated, but Gaj is a complicated song. That is why I thought let's start with something that's complicated. Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to talk about this in the next time that we have. Do you write the poetry first or the music? And in what form do you sing it and give it to the instrumentalist?
Yeah, so the words come first, mostly in my case. I suppose I'm primarily a writer. So the words come first and then I don't know how the composition happens because often I'll just look at the words like that. So I've written the words.
So when you write, are you writing with the intention that you're going to set it to music? Because then do you use words that can convey music?
No, so I'm not very prolific. Okay, that's one thing. I don't write so many, in all these 30 years that I've been writing, maybe I've written 50 songs or something, and then out of which maybe 10 are worth listening to, and then, it's like that. So I'm not very prolific. But when I write, then I write things which I don't sing. I also write things which I do not sing or I will not sing. But often I don't think of writing a song like that, but when I've written, I know it's a song. Okay. So I'm not planning to write a song, but when I've written it, I know that it is a song. It becomes a song. And sometimes the song happens much later. I'll give an example of how a song took years and years and years to shape up. And we could try to play this together also, because then you will see how we also start playing things together. Okay.
Can I ask something on Gaj?
Yeah, please.
So, you had asked us to compare the two versions when
Yeah,
two of y'all,
yeah.
did it, and when we heard the version. So, especially for a song where the words are important,
Yeah.
and of course I am biased because I can understand the words, right? I found that when you have, here there was just one guitar giving a little thing at the background which sort of helps keep something in track. When you have too many instruments, you tend to sort of focus on the music and sometimes lose the words. Whereas if you're focusing on just a singer with one, whether it's a very simple, a tanpura background or something, you tend to focus on the meaning of the words much more, which for a song where the words are powerful is actually gives you a very different experience.
Absolutely, it's true. And even if you don't understand the words, I would say that even if you don't understand the words communicate the sound of the words, just the way the words are sung. So I heard a singer called Parisa, and she sings, she's an Iranian singer, and she has just the ney, that's the flute, and she has the tambuk. So those are the two instruments to which she's singing. She's singing the poetry of Hafiz and Rumi. And she just sits like that with the, they have that book stand in front of them, and so it's like that she holds. And she sings line after line after line. And you don't know what she's singing, I don't know all the words. But with any other instrumentation, I don't think I would get as much as I got from what she does. Those are the things that you will understand when you're going into a multilingual space. You lose some things, you gain some as well, you see. So then you have to read the song differently now. Don't read it, read the two gachas differently now. You have to also read the Rose's cello. You have to also read Ben's bass. Now you don't see the word, the voice in isolation. Now you have to see the voice in relation to all the other voices of the instruments. And now you have to think of it as listening to another song. And say then you get the Rosh, the rasa from both. But of course we still will be biased. Especially if we know the words, we say, hold on now, the words are getting lost, So for me nowadays, I'm so comfortable just singing on my own, and I tend to communicate in a way which it seems to work for me, really. But
I wouldn't say it's necessarily so. There are many songs where I now associate the song with a particular phrase that some instrument is going to play in the background in between two lines or something.
true.
And those actually.
But you heard this first.
Yeah.
If I had played this first to you, this one first, then you would have a different reaction to it. So you heard this first, so you were already biased, you were already processed. And so because now when he is playing this song, and if I'm listening to him play with me, and I'm waiting for Rose's cello to stand, you see, and I'm missing that. So those things also happen. So it is, if you listen to this version maybe 10 times, you have it with you, you listen to it 10 times. Next time we play together, you think, oh, Rose's cello was really lovely. So that also happens, those things also happen.
Also, this is live. That makes
Yeah.
a difference.
And I think also it depends upon how you arrange a song and how sensitive are the musicians to the words of the song. Certain songs lend itself with very bare, minimalistic arrangements. Like Dylan's early songs, he would only prefer an acoustic guitar and his voice because he felt his words are too powerful and they don't want, a drum kit covering that. But later on, he started experimenting and having a band play with his own songs, and that gave a different birth to a different kind of a sound. So I guess it's how you treat the words and how you arrange things around the words. Primarily for an arranger or a producer job that I do as a composer, I have to keep in mind how and what the singer is trying to convey. So that is the first priority of what the words are trying to convey. And then you choose the instrumentation around it. Like I could have started with a louder, but I did not. I chose to do, because I know that she's going to start soft and then build it into the chorus where I can do make the volume louder in the song. So as we are playing, we are actually producing the process, you know. If she's singing soft, then I should be sensitive enough to just do this much. And if she's going up high, then I'll probably play with a little bit more dynamics. So these little decisions one has to take at that moment. And it comes from you doing your riyaz, doing and being sure of your taste, what you like, what you don't like. You know, the fact that I chose to do this, but Ollie chose to do a different version is because of our taste. You know, so these little things, if one is aware of, you bring much more to the song then.
Yeah. But what was this song that I was going? Oh yeah, I was talking about a song that takes a long time to make, right? So we could try it, and maybe some of you could even try and join us, you know, so we can.
Let's
see.
just play E chord and see if you're all in tune.
How are you doing?
Wanna do
तुम्हारा
that?
क्या अवस्था है? Don't need this anymore. How do I close this? I just now I want to go back to like not the airport. Why is it not happening?
You want to get out from the aeroplane? Let me see. Ah,
How did you do it?
just by pressing.
I was doing that. Already? So, I don't know if this is the right song, but this is one song that I thought I'll just demonstrate first, and then we'll see. So, it's a song that I wrote. It was the words went. Tumi ekhoni esho. The song is called. So the words were ekhon amar ghare rog jar jar. So there's so much sickness in my house. তুমি এখন এসো না, don't come now. Come when the times are better. So, এখন আমার ঘরে অনন্ত রাত. Now it's endless night in my home. So don't come now. Come when there is light. So I wrote this song and I left it for years. And then when all this, from 2019, when the whole country was in turmoil over so many things, and we were all out on the streets and, trying our ways to resist. And then of course, after a year, we had the pandemic. So everything was going from harder to harder. So then the song came back to me, and I felt that, এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর, তুমি এখন এসো না, don't come now. Then I changed the words and I said, তুমি এখনই এসো, come now. If you were to come, then this is the time to come. Because these good days, wonderful days, the time of light, those days don't come. It is for us to bring them. So if you have to come, then come now. So I changed the song. So how the change happened? So let's try this song. He hasn't heard it, so we're doing it first time. Give me a key.
High.
Yeah, a little high. এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর, তুমি এখন এসো না, কোনো সুদিনে এসো। এখন আমার ঘরে 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর, তুমি এখন এসো না, কোনো সুদিনে এসো। এখন আমার ঘরে অনন্ত রাত, তুমি এখন এসো না, কোনো আলো এসো। এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর, তুমি এখন এসো না, কোনো সুদিনে এসো। So a little slower, you're tending to go a little fast. তুমি একটু পরে বাজাবে, তাহলে কারণ ও আগে লয়টা ও ঠিক করে নিস, হ্যাঁ। 1 2 3 4. So the pull is backwards, okay. And the pull is backwards, and also maybe sparser notes. এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর, তুমি এখন 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. That's that flows. That's the pattern. Okay, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. But we're going to lay the song over this. That's like the foundation. But we're going to lay the song over this. So we're not going to be fixed to the pattern. Yeah, so that will help. এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর, তুমি এখন এসো না, কোনো সুদিনে এসো। এখন আমার ঘরে অনন্ত রাত, তুমি এখন এসো না, কোনো আলো এসো। এখন আমার ঘরে that's what the song became. So now you can try to, I think you can play with this. The violin will
Figure
stand.
out actually.
You have figured out.
That chromatic.
So now you could all. I think the Pakhavas would be much nicer.
It's
The
an
Pakhavas would be much
it's a
nicer.
G sharp that she's singing.
And very few.
So it's like a C augment.
bars that you have to play. One.
C chord with a G sharp.
Very, very, very minimal play.
G sharp, yeah.
If at all. You know, so who be minimal playing? One, two.
A note. C sharp.
Almost as if you're not there. That kind of thing. You know. Very, very minimal. This will be a better sound. He wants to tell something. You can write it. लिखना मेरे को तो लिखा नहीं. এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর তুমি এখন এসো না কোনো সুদিনে এসো
Just theoretically, if musicians who are here, see the fact, I didn't know the keys and I never heard the song. It's the first time I heard her perform this. But she was singing this, she started with this, and she chose to go, this itself brings in a very different color, this note, which is not a part of the C scale, but a new note outside the C scale. So this gives it a different color. Now, as musicians, that's what we're trying to do. We're just looking for different colors to decorate the song. So when she sings this, because we are already in the scale of C, so this new note gives it this chord, which is a C augment chord. You know?
This is the A with G sharp.
That's right. The usual scale, but sometimes she's going. So when you are arranging for different instruments in this song, you will utilize this note, you know, and then say if you have a cello and there are two violins that you have to arrange this song for. A cello is on a lower register, it's much bass. You see?
Very big,
And it's quite big also. So you would give the cello the lower note, this new note, and then the other notes of the scale could be given to the violinist. You know, he could play maybe this. Maybe the piano player can play this. So then the whole color is actually, while each note is being allotted to different instruments. So the decision which instrument will take which note again depends on the song, the words, and what mood are you trying to convey, what color are you trying to convey. The same thing if I play a little bit more aggressively. Changes the mood, you know. The fact that you use fingers or little tools to play, that itself also changes. See, if I'm playing the same thing with my thumb, so I'm using a lot of flesh, which changes. But I use this little tool, which is made of plastic, the sound changes. So different decisions will produce different colors. And then you choose what color you want your painting to be. And these are all split-second decisions. You know, the fact that I'm going to use my thumb or this, it has to come very instinctively. And that is your taste. Your taste will guide you whether you should use your fingers or this, or include this chord or not. This is all practice and your taste.
Who ki bajaচ্ছে? What was he playing? Try.
Wanna play with this?
Play with it. Just you all can play some. Baja, all of you all just around this melody play something.
okay, we can do this and then she can play.
So what's our goal?
What should just improvise and create?
So we are doing something in C, right?
We are doing something in
So
C.
let me go to my CGC tuning.
এই যে কার খাতে না ঠিক
What instrument do you play?
Trained in the Mridangam.
Ah,
Underground.
where is your Mridangam?
It's in Delhi.
Ah,
So I can, but I can.
Only the, can you give me only the E?
E.
Okay, okay, it's fine. Can you ask them if they have some chord? This chord.
Oh, you want another
Yeah.
thing?
That's
That's
I don't
tough.
need
Wait, are you using this right now?
No, I'm not using it.
I'll just remind you your settings.
Mute.
I'll remember your settings. First, I'll write down the settings. एक minute.
So it's one of my favorite.
You're playing another song.
Yeah, so just improvise.
Okay.
I'm just going towards that
We'll try and keep that melody
melody.
in mind because he's also picked up that melody. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that part I can
Yeah,
get
yeah.
here. Yeah. So the tuning is
Include-
different. Yeah, my tuning is different, but I can improvise. a bit.
Include that. Yeah. And maybe if you have a lot of shakers or small instruments, you can pass it around and let people enjoy it. Yeah. So just give it to people who will enjoy it. Yes. Good.
You want to come and sit down?
But you can join in. It's okay. It's not
Come, it's no,
a test or anything.
it's just for fun.
Yeah. As long as we.
Just look at that one. Just wait. I don't want to do this.
Bass a little bit.
That's right.
You want to tune in and join? Who's that? Tune up and join.
No, all of you. It's for everyone.
Let's just all take one C chord and just tune up first. You're a tune here.
Once in the kitchen, the one কই কোথায় কোথায় বার করো তো one note like that.
But I'll also sing because
No, I know you will sing, but we'll do something else with this song because this is not a song to sing all of us together. It won't work like that. What my idea is slightly different. Now let me just tell you what my idea is. Okay, so we could try and work on this song together. Those of us who are joining. Okay. What I would say is we will start, Taj and I, very gently we'll start. Who is playing what? We don't have, mobile phone is not an instrument. Not allowed. Okay. What we'll do is we'll very gently start the song. Then he's going to come and creep in slowly, because that's the kind of, we have to understand how we build up something. Okay. Then the other guitars will slowly join, and I'm going to leave the song. Then they'll play something together. That's the idea.
I think maybe once the guitars come in, you can join in.
Yeah, and then you start
timing,
joining in,
yeah.
with the. So slowly you all join in, and I leave you all, okay, to do this song, to finish the song. So it's like a coda that we do. After which we'll work on a song that we can do together, possibly a Rabindranath Tagore, which we will do because that is something that we can all sing together. So we'll sing that together. Now, I have not told you, but this is a rehearsal for tomorrow because you're going to be on stage. We will like you to join us for 2 songs. This is one song that we'll do together at the concert because it makes no sense. Otherwise, the whole purpose is defeated. My whole politics is one of the collective. I haven't come to do things alone. So we will do this one song together, that with the instruments, which Taj will lead us, So we change leadership as well. And with the Rabindranath Tagore, which we will choose, one song that most of us know, possibly Earth Day. We'll sing Akash Bhara Surya Tara, I think. Which so many, and we can also teach those who don't know the language, we can also teach to them. So that's a simple song that we can teach, and I'll lead you, and we'll sing that one. So that is easy, the singing part. Now you play the flute. You play with them.
So just the theoretical information for all of us is just going to be a C scale with the addition of a G sharp note once in a while. That's it. C scale with the addition of this note, G sharp note, once in a while.
তুমি ধরে থাকো একটা করে নোট।
আমি অনন্ত রাতের অপেক্ষা করলাম।
হ্যাঁ, অনন্ত রাতের জায়গাটা বাজাতে চাও।
বাজাতে different টা মনে হয়
তখন
ভালো
গানের সঙ্গে বাজিও, ঠিক আছে, কিন্তু এখন একটা একটা করে নোট ধরে ধরে এগো, একটা করে নোট ধরে ধরে এগো। Difficult to hold on to one note. আর না
না, শোনো।
অল্প করে দিয়ে ছেড়ে দেবে, কোনো কিছুই বেশি না। It's all about less is more. So অল্প করে, so we'll all do little and then we'll add our voices, okay? So you can try first the guitar parts and then we'll do them all together.
Okay, so we're just doing C chord as much as we can on the C chord. Now, when we are arranging, if again this is coming from the arranging and producing a song, some of you in the Zoom meeting asked, how can we arrange a song? If there are 3 or 4 guitar players in the same band, try and avoid playing the same shape. Because if everyone plays the same shape, it's just a cluster of notes in that frequency. But if the same chord, the same C chord can be played higher up, we are actually dividing the frequencies, the frequency graph, and we are arranging it, we are increasing the spectrum of the whole graph. So if I play a C chord here and he plays it here and probably he plays it higher up, so the whole thing sounds, when we play a C chord higher up and you maybe play over here. Yeah, on the count of 3, let's play the C chord once. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now play the C chord in this position. We are going to play the same cluster of notes. All of us is going to play the same cluster of notes right now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to divide the spectrum and change the spectrum. I'm going to take the lower spectrum, he's going to take the middle spectrum, and he's going to take the higher spectrum. See, the same information.
also playing
Yeah, just play, you are playing higher up. You can play higher up.
He's brought something.
You can do that. So now we've all divided one piece of information into different regions. Let's try the C chord now, see how it sounds on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See, it sounds much bigger and wider because we have divided each region into, like I'm taking care of the low region, he's taking care of the middle region, and he's taking care of the high region. Same chord, but arranging it differently. So this is a part of producing a song or arranging a song. We don't occupy or step onto someone's territory. We just kind of divide it in such a way that everyone is happy and it spreads out. So I'm playing the lower one, you can take the higher, and then you can take the highest position. And when we are improvising, of course you can improvise all over the fretboard. And we can take turns maybe, 1, 2, 3 in this circle we can take turns to improvise. First, first she's gonna start, then I'm gonna join her, then slowly they will join in, and then he comes in with the beat, and then you can join in after tabla. We're just keeping it on C scale with the addition of G sharp note once in a while, that's all. And it's a very slow tempo, the whole thing.
So, should I start?
Yeah, please.
Now? Where's Deepu? My friend.
He's coming.
So you practice a little bit more with them, let him come because...
Let's start. Just to practice it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hangi şabar? I start with Taj. তারপর তুমি আস্তে আস্তে ঢুক। আর ওই যে বাঁশি কই বাঁশিওয়ালা এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর তুমি এখন এসো না কোনো সুদিনে এসো এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর তুমি এখন এসো না কোনো সুদিনে এসো এখন আমার ঘরে অনন্ত রাত তুমি এখন এসো না কোনো আলো এসো এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর তুমি এখন এসো না কোনো সুদিনে এসো এখন আমার ঘরে অনন্ত রাত তুমি এখন এসো না কোনো আলো এসো এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর তুমি এখন এসো না কোনো সুদিনে এসো Okay, sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
Because this is not the whole song. So if you're going to come in like that,
Mhm.
that's great. Then again you step out.
Okay.
I do the,
And then
the
another
middle
verse?
bit with you.
Okay.
Again you come in. So that might be nicer. Yeah. Okay. So come
So
in.
from where
Yeah.
you join? Wow.
Oh, another thing. When I'm singing and you're playing with me, you don't have to play the whole line. So just shadow me a little bit, leave me.
Okay.
Shadow a little and leave me. Don't play the
Completely.
full line. Okay. I should sing now. এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর তুমি এখন এসো না কোনো সুদিনে এসো এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর তুমি এখন এসো না কোনো সুদিনে এসো এখন আমার ঘরে অনন্ত রাত তুমি এখন এসো না কোনো আলো এসো এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর তুমি তোমারও অসুখ ঘরে এখনই যেন সুদিন আসে না যেন সুদিন হয় না কোনো এখনই আসার দিন I would say এখানে তুমি আর বাজাবে না তুমি এখন আবার আমি আর ও শুধু just him and I and then you will come in again when I go to the higher part again you will come in this bit you just leave both of us এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর তুমি তোমারও অসুখ ঘরে এখনই যেন সুদিন আসে না যেন সুদিন হয় না কোনো এখনই আসার দিন এখনই এসো তুমি এখনই এসো তুমি এখনই এসো 1 2 3 4 এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর তুমি তোমার অসুখ ঘরে এখনই এসো এখন আমার ঘরে অনন্ত রাত নেই অতল আধার নাই এখন এসো এখন আমার ঘরে রোগ জ্বর জ্বর তুমি এখনই এসো তুমি এখনই এসো না you all play
Violin improvise. Very nice. Piano coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4.
give him a chair give me the chair Please. Shall we do this tomorrow then?
Yeah.
Are we doing this, all of you?
Yeah.
What do you all think? What do you think, Jay Kumar?
The band is ready.
You have room on your stage for all of us?
Yes, and we have enough cables, and the mixer there is very good, and we can mic up everybody, no problem.
How wonderful. So we are going to do this song. Okay, this will be a song in the second half. Basically, we might close with this song.
Yeah.
Because we should close with something all of us together. But who wanted to sing with me?
Someone wrote the word.
So not this song. This song we can't sing. It's not a chorus song. It just would be so ridiculous. But we wanted to do one Rabindra Sangit. So we can do Akash Bhara, you think? Or yeah, Akash Bhara. We can. You know how to play Akash Bhara, I'm sure. Huh?
You've definitely heard it. I mean, this is one song which you
know it.
couldn't have not heard it.
But I'll make it. I mean,
Yeah, so you can lead us in this one. That's what I'm saying. You know the song. কিন্তু অত চড়ায় কিন্তু আমি গাইতে তাহলে তোমরাই গাইবে আমি তোমাদের পেছন পেছন
তাহলে স্কেল
You choose.
আকাশ ভরা যারা যারা জানো সূর্য তারা বিশ্ব ভরা প্রাণ তাহারি মাঝখানে আমি পেয়েছি মোর স্থান বিষয়ে তাই জানে কাছে পা ফেলেছি। Oh, the most beautiful part of this. মনের পথে যেতে ফুলের গন্ধে চমক দেবে উঠেছে মন মেতে ছড়িয়ে আছে আনন্দেরই গান বিস্ময়ে তাই জাগে জাগে আমার প্রাণ প্রাণ কেঁদেছি চোখ মেলেছি ধরার বুকে প্রাণ কেঁদেছি প্রাণ কেঁদেছি চোখ মেলেছি ধরার বুকে প্রাণ কেঁদেছি জানার মাঝে অনাহারে করেছি সন্ধান বিস্ময়ে তাই জাগে জাগে আমার প্রাণ আকাশ ভরা সূর্য তারা বিশ্ব ভরা তাহারি মাঝখানে আমি পেয়েছি মোর স্থান বিস্ময়ে তাই জাগে জাগে আমার প্রাণ আকাশ ভরা। Really fun. We have to sing it in this institute. I think this is the song for this institute.
I think you should end with this though.
Yeah.
I think you should end with this.
We
Because
end with this.
My feeling is there'll be a lot of people in the audience who know it.
Yeah, so we'll end with this then. Then we'll end the first. No, I can't end the first half with this because I have to do something. We'll rethink. I think the first half we'll end with that song. Then I'll sing Chitrakar and then Pushanda comes in. I don't have to do a sort of recap thing then in that case. Okay. I think we'll close for now. All of you are ready then for tomorrow?
We must think of a name for the band.
Rubber
Okay.
band. It holds
Okay.
everything together.
No, see, since this mic need a slightly different microphone arrangement, you may want to do your stuff and then
For what? For
do
this?
the band, etc. So, like, the whole program will not be.
No, we'll do
No, just one or two songs.
just one song. We end with first half with, and that won't be so many. It's not like.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
We'll work it out.
No, I'm saying this just to keep it at that end. I'm not saying.
No, both can't be.